Hello Internet. So the owner of this laptop battery analyzer had contacted me today, accusing me of all sorts of things and threatening me with illegal action.
Where's the money?
Remotely ending my license so I can no longer use his software, thus his hardware also becomes a brick. And so I'm gonna go and destroy this thing, and I'll tell you why. Safety first. There you go. Okay, we're done. All I have left that's his is probably this cable, which sent back to he wants. And maybe this adapter here, and maybe one or two of these sockets. I'm sure he has plenty of those anyway, who cares. And so special thanks to Soren and other people who ratted me out, reporting me to him, to the creator of that battery analyzer, saying that I am out to destroy his business or his device, which I have just did. And that I am breaking his policies in terms of use and whatnot, posting firmware dumps of the batteries on my Discord channel, which, by the way, he has no right to restrict me of posting EEPROM dumps, because those EEPROM files are not his to begin with. They belong to the manufacturer of the battery that programmed the chips on the battery. So him telling me that I cannot share those on the internet kind of takes him to the next level of an a-hole who says the things that I did not make or create that I managed to extract using my device are now belong to me. No, they don't. Nothing belongs to you except your own poop. And even that belongs to your government once it goes down the drain. As a matter of fact, his terms are so easily breakable that me having to extract the board from the original metal casing and putting it into my 3D design box to make the use of his device easier on myself already violated the terms of his use and services or whatever, because I'm not even allowed to take this thing apart.
What?
And if you have a minute of your time and you go over and read his terms of service and use, they are so restricted. It's almost to a point where you can't even show that software anywhere, even on your screen when you're capturing the video or doing the repair or something. Can't show nothing, can't talk about nothing, can't share nothing. There's just so much restrictions, it's ridiculous. But regardless, he claimed that I plan on destroying his monopoly.
I will destroy you! And stop calling me!
I admit, I posted something along the lines of the NLBA1 monopoly has to end, but I did not imply of destroying his business or anything. All I did was I was suggesting that somebody needs to get on board with this and make a device that's way more affordable and easier to use, and without such strict limitations that are completely unacceptable for the US customers. As I've told him over and over, that if he wants to have his device on the US market, he's gonna have to do a few steps in order to be successful. But he didn't want to do it, so whatever, I don't care. And then he's crying to me about how he worked 30 years building this device, which is kind of funny because the people that know him well told me that that's not true. He worked at some kind of a battery company, and then he ended up stealing all of their decryption keys and software, all the access codes and whatnot, algorithms, and then started his own company, creating his own battery analyzer device, which explains the reason for lack of support for the newer batteries. And I don't do a lot of batteries, but I've had at least 2 or 3 batteries that were 2 to 4 years old that were not supported, confirming the theory that once he left the company that he worked for, he no longer has access to any of the keys, any of the algorithms, or none of that, and he has to brute force it, which takes years to complete. I think that once he left that company, he is no longer able to provide the kind of service that he was able to provide at the very beginning of the birth of his business, because simply he has no more access to the decryption keys and the access keys and the algorithms or what have you. I'm not sure. I'm basing this theory based on what I've heard of his history. And it makes sense to me why he's unable to support the newest batteries. In any case, I'm done with this psychopath. He is now crying back to me saying, why'd you do it? Why did you do this? Why'd you say that? Blah, blah, blah. I don't even care anymore. I'm done with you, buddy. You can take your battery analyzer and shove it up your mom's rear. You can't threaten me with anything anymore. I don't have your device. It's in the trash can. It'll get hauled out in just a few days, and then you can sue our local garbage company for the possession of the device that they weren't allowed to possess according to your terms of use and service. So have a good day. Goodbye.